Hello, dears. Today is our first day of our great battle within 50 companies which are fighting together to be the first or to be to be somehow distinguished in this crypto market on this blockchain world. And I'm proud to talk about today's sponsors. Our sponsor for today is Huobi Exchange, the biggest exchange in Korea, and we are ready to welcome our first interviewer. Here is CEO of HSBitC, great blogger, great vlogger in Korea. Kim, you are welcome. I'm ready, this.
Thank you for having me. It's an honor to be on the panel. Thank you.
Okay, Kim, just please give me information a bit about you. What are you doing? What's your interest in this industry? And then we go ahead trying to understand what's going on inside.
Okay. Well, my name is Harold Kim. My career is with traditional banking. I worked at HSBC for about 7 years at global banking. And what I did back then, this goes back more than a decade ago. So I was in banking and mostly global banking. So that would mean that I was taking care of my clients, which were most of the time they were the investment banks, Credit Suisse, Goldman, those guys. Now, then I moved on to cryptocurrency about 6 years ago, and I started investing myself, and and I did it as a hobby plus some sort of my money management, funds management. But now I made a full time job, and I founded HSBitC, and I'm a consultant for about 50 ICO projects so far.
Oh, perfect. As I don't know why, what I have heard. Yes, you're talking about that your previous employer being HSBC, and now you have the same kind of your own company, HSBitC. Is it somehow being, I don't know, familiar with each other?
Yeah, you can find the resemblance. The one before has a B. Now my company has a bit, so I just bit C.
Why am I talking about? Because my company also called MBA, but it's not Master Business Administration; it's Master Blockchain Administration. That's why I'm.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
That's perfect. Yeah.
We are aware that mining in Korea is been huge, and it had a very good point. And we are also aware that you are also have somehow been familiar with mining in Korea. Can you please describe what you're doing in that sphere?
Um. Uh, at first, I did my homework. I went to those sites, so-called mining farms in Korea in 2016, and it was still a bit quiet in 2016. But as Ethereum and Bitcoin started gaining more um, popularity in early 2017, a lot more people came into the mining fields and investing in these graphic cards. And the price of those cards grew exponentially. And at one point, I noticed the price for a, um, a set of mining for Dash was nearly $6,000, which I
Wow.
thought was really high. But so I did my due diligence and I visited about a little less than 10 mining farms in Korea when it was really hot. So I kind of know what I am talking about.
Okay, I see. I think the same hype is goes all over the world because the same thing is happening in Moscow, in Europe, as well as in America.
year 2017. Of course,
Wow.
the entire cryptocurrency market is following the same trend. Now, one thing unique about Korea is that all these mining centers, you usually the ones who are running these mining farms were able to apply to use the industrial electricity, which meant the cost of monthly bill was much cheaper.
Yeah.
But I guess the biggest concern I had with them is not on the business side, because I think mining is a pretty good business by itself, but a lot of safety issues have surfaced. When I visited all of these mining farms, what I noticed that was most dangerous to me was that these graphic cards are so stacked together so tightly, and there's not enough room to walk around. And the cooling was done with a simple fan. It was really primitive, and the temperature inside those mining farms was just unbearable. But when I asked about whether they were insured, none of them were. So it was kind of a risk for me. So I tend to look at it from a safety point of view. I thought that some of these mining farms were not really equipped, but still, it was a pretty good business. I mentioned that at one point the Dash mining machines were at highest I've seen was $6,000, plus they were getting paid maintenance fees off their mined coins. So so it's kind of natural that it lost some popularity recently.
Okay, perfect. I'm sorry for my question. Are you a Dash miner or not now?
Um, I don't have any mining machines now. I kind of, my bank, I trade my own coins. So once Ethereum was back to about $90, I bought Ethereum again,
Okay.
and I just like to keep it simple for now.
Okay, perfect. Because we're talking in talking about mining companies, I think you are be aware that the list we are now in battle, and
Mhm.
we keep to know that. What's your opinion about top three companies which are mentioned about our battle? Just rank it somehow.
Oh yeah, I found some. Well, I do have my list of top five. Some of the other ones were interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I think my number one would have to be MindBlock. They're doing the STO, and I think it's going to be very interesting that they're willing to share their company with their own coin. And I thought it was quite interesting. Of course, it's an early stage, so this is not me saying everybody should jump into their ICO. I wish they would be successful and follow through. If they are able to follow through in their business, I think MindBlock has a pretty good chance of becoming really successful. And my other top two are Hydrominer and Bratino BS. Those are
Mm-hmm.
all they share one common thing. I found this out um, after I ranked them. It just came out that both of them are hydro related, and
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of interesting that it just happened to be like that.
Okay. The next one, you are
Oh,
mentioning
so
three of them. Yes, you have a five. We'll be
yeah.
happy to listen about all of them.
Um, so number one is MindVlog. Number two, Hydrominer. Number three is Buratino BS, and number four is Me Miner.
Uh-huh.
And it's close. I would say number four is a tie between Me Miner and Nordcoin.
Okay.
So I thought they were quite interesting, especially Nordcoin. I saw their YouTube video and seemed like they have these seemed to me like they have these container boxes. and they have all these self-sustained cooling abilities, and they were connected to this electricity tower, and it was really unique. And what that the mobility is quite interesting for them. I think a me miner is a similar concept, if I'm not wrong, but I thought it was quite interesting, but I thought they could improve on some points. They're really interesting business. Same with miner. They have I saw a photo of them with a in a compound with these kind of look like a trailer, and I guess it's all filled with with the graphic cards. But all in all, what I feel is that the ones that received the smallest votes for me was the ones that are using solar panels, because that oftentimes they're not really environmentally friendly. So I know there was one that was concentrated on the one with Africa. I kind of disagree with them.
Okay. We got your opinion. Yes, very good. Also, our online viewers, don't miss our votes. Also, we're waiting for your votes for your ranking. These kind of companies. Today, we are talking about mining. Now, Kim, I have the last question because our today's sponsor is a crypto exchange. I want to know your opinion about initial exchange offering, new kind of ICO ongoing on launchpad of the crypto exchanges.
Oh wow, IEOs.
Yeah.
I think it's a very convenient tool that instead of the ICOs really struggling for attention now, if the users are able to find out about certain new project, which is a very promising one, and they can decide to get on with it in their platform of their choice. So they can go on to they can log into their favorite cryptocurrency exchange, and they can easily and very simple process make an investment, and it's very helpful for the ICO projects. And but however, there is an upside that people don't really have the freedom. Some people might not want it to be tied up in this exchange, like exchange A, or if they can do it on exchange B. So it kind of limits their choice of the ones that who have preference of using a different exchange. But the world is not perfect. But I think the exchanges who are open to use this IEO platform, I think they're doing a good job so far. ICOs are on their own has not been too successful this year. However, a lot of these exchanges already have the user base and they can provide a simple platform. KYC is already done, and most of them are already compliant with the AML requirements.
Yeah.
So I think it's a win-win situation for all.
Yeah, also win-win situation for the project because they are not looking for marketing. They are do not looking for listing. They are do not looking for a huge, implementation of the blockchain platform or something else. Yes, I think it's win-win situation. Thank you, Kim, for your time. I'm really happy to have you with us. Yes, today. I want to say that we are today on the day one, and don't go away from your screens. We are being back within 2 or 3 minutes. Thanks a lot to all of you.